Hello guys, welcome to the show. My name is Joseph Anderson and I'll be your host for today. So actually I'll be running the show with a friend. She's called Patricia, but she's not here now, so for today you are stuck with me. So our book of review for today is Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. So before we start, we would just like to do a brief biographical study of who Richard Templar is. So Richard Templar isn't actually his real name. If it were to be music, we'll say his stage name, but it's a book. So his writing name is Richard Templar, but his real name is Richard Craze, and he's a British author. So Richard Craze, or Richard Templar, wrote a series of self-development books outlining his path to success through 100 concise rules. So these rules offer practical guidance on achieving success in various aspects of life, including business, wealth, financial responsibility, work life, love, effective parenting, and many more. So all these books he wrote to help you have a meaningful and exciting life, to help you plan your life well. So Richard Templar is actually no more in the land of the living. He was born in 1950 and he died in 2006. So he lived to be 56 years, actually 56 years, but his works are still with us and it's been a blessing to us. So in his book Rules of Wealth has 100 lessons actually, but I would be just focusing on things that really hit me in his book. So I'll be sharing 5 lessons, or let me make it 10. I'll be sharing 10 lessons in this video. So please watch the video and let me know what you think in the comment section. Lesson number 1. Keep your secrets and motives to yourself. Keeping your goals and motivations private can be a powerful catalyst for your success. When you share your plans with others, it can only lead to unwanted skepticism and even sabotage. By keeping your vision under wraps, you maintain control and focus. Thomas Edison famously kept his inventions until they were planted, protecting his intellectual property. So, why do you want to tell others your plan? Just keep it to yourself. Yeah. So just like my dad always says, if you have a plan, keep it to yourself, work towards it, and let them know at the end of the process. Because you see, people can be dream killers. They take your idea, they take your motives, and then they build it into theirs. So just keep your head straight, keep your plans to yourself, just keep it under your heart and work towards it. Next lesson: prosperity is a private pursuit. Building wealth requires solitude, dedication, and hard work. Embracing a solitary journey allows you to concentrate on your objectives without any distractions. So what you have to do is schedule dedicated time for wealth building activities only, minimizing interruptions. I own an Xbox pad, but sincerely speaking, I don't remember the last time I even held the pad to play a video game. Not that I don't like video games, I love video games, but when you know where you are going to, you tend to sacrifice certain things. So I would recommend this movie. If you've not watched it before, you can get it on Netflix. Richard Williams. Yes, I think that is the autobiography of Serena Williams and the Williams family. So you can just view it. Alright, so the next lesson I picked from this book is sacrifice and focus for wealth. Achieving prosperity demands sacrifices, it demands discipline and relentless effort. Prioritize learning, self-improvement, and focused work to reach your goals. Elon Musk's famous 100 work weeks exemplify the dedication required for groundbreaking success. Nothing good comes easy. You have to sacrifice, you have to put in the work. Maybe you have a busy schedule, maybe you have a tight schedule, and asking me what am I going to do? I can't cut these things out. But in every tight schedule, there is always a leisure. So replace one leisure activity with a wealth building habit. Example, reading, investing, and learning new skills, because the best education is not formal education. The best education is self-education. Formal education can earn you a living, but self-education earns you a fortune. I hope I'm not moving very fast. Well, if I'm moving fast, you can just play back. I mean, it's a video. It's not a lecture in a classroom. So, lesson number 4 is achieve more in a day. And this happens to be one of my favorite lessons, because I'm someone who always is in pursuit of making good use of his time. Because you would agree with me that time is flying. Like, where did September even pass? We had no idea. I mean, we are now in October. So please achieve more in a day. That's lesson number 4 from this wonderful book. And if you don't have the book, I would suggest you get it, read it, and be blessed by the lessons in this book. So high achievers optimize their time to accomplish remarkable feats by prioritizing tasks, eliminating distraction, and maintaining momentum. You can outperform others. These are the keys, guys. Lesson number 5. Early risers and hard workers prosper. As they always say, or the famous saying goes, the early bird catches the early worm. So studying a little bit of philosophy in school, I always ask myself, what of the early snake? Does he not also catch the early bird? So I mean, we are all supposed to be careful in being early. Alright, so that was just by the way. So successful individuals share a strong work ethic, and waking up is a strong work ethic. Rising early habits. This allows for focused work, improved time management, and increased productivity. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, starts his day at 5:45 a.m. So, wake up 30 minutes earlier each day to dedicate time to wealth building activities. The earlier you rise, the more time you have to prepare for the day, and hold the day by the horns. Lesson number 6. Reflect and act on wealth growth. Regularly reflecting on your financial goals and strategies is crucial. Schedule time to brainstorm and implement wealth-increasing ideas. Warren Buffett allocates time for reading, thinking, and strategizing. Set aside 1 hour weekly for reviewing finances and brainstorming growth opportunities. You have to be deliberate about it. There is no two ways about it. Did I just right? Alright, so you have to be intentional. Always set time in your schedule to read. And that is what I personally do. The human mind is structured in the way that when one reads or one goes through something, the brain doesn't hold 100% of it. We forget certain things. So you always have to take notes. You always have to write. As someone once said, once it is written, it can be remembered. So always take notes and always revisit these notes. And the more you revisit these notes, the more your brain becomes familiar with these ideas. And the more your brain becomes familiar with these ideas, the more they become part of you. The more they dictate your actions, the more they dictate your spending, the more they have an impact on your financial life. So guys, learn to reflect on wealth growing opportunities, learn to read, learn to take notes, and learn to revisit these notes on a regular basis. Lesson number 7. Break down saving goals. Break them down. Creating actionable plans for saving helps you to achieve financial objectives. Once they are broken down, they become minute to you, they become easy to comprehend. But when left in a stack, it becomes a mountain. Divide large goals into manageable, time-bound targets. Reasonable, time-bound targets. David Ramsey, in his Baby Steps program, illustrates this incremental approach. So after this video, you can check Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps program for help. But learn to break it down. Have a calculated weekly saving target that at the end of this week, this is what I want to attain. And if it's in weeks, then you break it down to days. How much do I spend a day? What's my budget? Seriously. And that is one thing that I always make sure I do. Once I get my money, I make sure I budget it. Calculate your weekly savings needed to reach a specific goal within a year. You know where you want to get to. Break it down. Every month, what should be my target? Every week, what should be my target? Every day, what should be my target? And every hour, what should be my target? When you have a clearly laid down plan, it becomes easy. Because just like Richard Williams, the movie, what he said, what did he say? Just like he said, without a plan, there is no progress. Without a routine, that's the word. Without a routine, there is no progress. Without a budget, you just be spending. You spend, your ego controls your spending. Hope you get me. So please break your plans down. Have a plan, have a blueprint, and walk according to your blueprints. Come what may. Don't compromise. Remember, these are the personal lessons I noted down whilst reading. I'm done with the book. So these are the lessons I picked from the book. If you have also read the book, I'm sure you have similar lessons to this. If in case I might mention something that you have a better understanding to, or you got a better revelation to, I'll be grateful if you can share it in the comment section. So moving on, lesson number 8, invest for growth. Setting aside funds for strategic investment is essential. This breeding money can generate passive income and accelerate wealth. Invest in assets that align with your financial goal. And you might be asking yourself, what assets am I to invest in? Remember, we have assets and liability. So just make sure that whatever you're pushing your money into is not a liability but an asset. An asset is something that generates for you more income or more wealth, but a liability always drains your income. It brings nothing back in return. You are already using an iPhone X. You want an iPhone 16. That is a liability. It's not bringing you income. It's just draining wealth from you, because the phone you have now, if you are just a normal phone user, normal in quotes, normal phone user like me, you just need a phone that can access the internet, call, and just basic phone stuff. Hope you get me. Yes, so investing in something that will get you more money is important. There was this YouTuber I watched, one of these YouTube videos, and it was on liability and assets. And this YouTuber made us understand that you don't have to spend much on your own house, the house you are living in, because that house is not going to generate income. Rather, build properties and rent them out. Invest in those properties, because when you invest in those houses, make those houses look like heaven on earth, full of luxury. You know that what is going to generate income. But when you invest in your own house, you are just living in it. It's not going to generate you wealth until you start monetizing that house, giving it out for rent. So that is the whole ideology between assets and liability. Push your money, pump your money into something that will get you more returns, that would multiply your wealth. If it's not multiplying your wealth, then it's a liability. So please don't romanticize liabilities. They will only leave you broke. Allow for enjoyment. Lesson number 9. Enjoying the fruit of your labor is essential. Allocating a portion for discretionary spending maintains motivation and balance. So this is a tricky I wrote this point down because I wrote it with understanding, and that is the understanding I want to pass on to you. Because I said allow for enjoyment, that doesn't mean that when the money comes, when you get money, when you get returns for your service, you have to, as we normally say, blow it. You don't have to blow it. You don't have to spend it unnecessarily. Just like Apostle Joshua Selman once said in his video concerning savings, he said, when you know where you are going to, you know how faster you will run. when you know what is chasing after you, you will know the pace at which you will run. If a chicken is chasing you, you would run at a reduced pace, right? Not that fast. But if you are being pursued by a lion, you would run as fast as an athlete. So the same, if you know where you are, your current age now, and what you want to do in some time to come, you will know how much time you have to attain that target. Supposing you are at age 40 and you're still having to build your own house, you can't be saving 5% of your income. You would have to maximize your pace. You would have to move very fast, and you would have to save more. So he advises people that when you're opening a bank account, mostly the students, so when you're opening an account, do not take the ATM card. Just leave the card and have an account where you save your money. Lesson number 10. Live within your means. Avoid overspending by prioritizing needs over wants. And this is a clear distinction you have to get. Needs and wants. Maintain a budget, track expenses, and make conscious financial decisions. Warren Buffett's frugal lifestyle exemplifies living below one's means. You have to have a budget and you have to live within your means. I think there is this term in economics, ostentatious goods. Yes, goods where people place value with. So in Ghana like this, you see someone using an iPhone 16, majority assume that this guy is a billionaire, he's a rich guy, he has everything sorted out for him. So because of this value placed on this good, I'm not against iPhones, just before you know, I'm just using it as an example because of its high price. I think it's the most pricey phone in Ghana, if you ask me. Yes, so this is the lesson behind it. So people always want to get this good or this phone because of the respect it comes with. Would you rather look rich and be poor, or you rather look poor meanwhile you know the riches you have? Because if you live for man's acceptance, you die from their rejection. No one cares what you have. When you live to please man, living to please other people is the expensive life you can't afford to live. You will always want to please people, and people will never get pleased. So my advice to you, just live within your means. Know what you want, know what you have, and just live within your means. That is it. Don't live to impress. Be frugal. Most of the billionaires we see live simplified lifestyles, but the irony is that people who do not have enough in their accounts, who do not have assets to boast of, are the people who flaunt their riches. So just learn something from these rich dudes. Let's learn something from these rich guys. Let's learn something from these are role models. Imitate them, imitate their lifestyle, imitate their simplicity, because simplicity is the key to frugal living.